Have you seen this chart right here? Bitcoin has just flashed green on the legendary Gaussian channel. Does this mean we are going to stay green for the next 500 days? In today's video, we're going to break it down. Earlier, I showed you on a smaller time frame with the Gaussian channel switching to green. This is a higher time frame and it just flashed green. This is hot off the press. We're going to go back to our previous bear markets and understand that change from red to green as we did in 2018 as well as 2015. The change from a long extended red period to green and what happened after that. We're going to understand if we are on track like we were in 2011 switching from red to green, or are there warning signs preparing in the chart. If you're new here, welcome in. My name is Steve. On this channel, we do it different. When they go left, we go right. We base it all on the facts in the charts. Hit that subscribe button. You're going to love it here. Did you hit the button? Hit that subscribe button. Let's jump straight into the video. We've got to first start with the Gaussian channel. What is this Gaussian channel? All right. So this indicator you can pull up with your trading view. Hop over to the indicators, plug in Gaussian channel, it will come up. These are the traditional settings, right? Now, the components of the Gaussian channel. We have the green color, which is good. We have the red color, which is really bad. Now, there are three components within the Gaussian channel. We have the top of the Gaussian channel, we have the bottom of the Gaussian channel, and we have the median line of the Gaussian channel. Now, the Gaussian channel is essentially a channel which tells us the strength and wellness of whatever trend we're currently in whatever market on planet Earth. We happen to have it on Bitcoin. We happen to be on the 5-day chart, and we are looking at it in terms of large monumental shifts in momentum. Now, when you switch from green to red, obviously there are some ramifications that follow. Case in point, when you switch from green to red and you get rejected from the median line, it spells disaster. It's something that we covered on our channel with a warning of a mega crash at 48K. We did the same thing back in 2018 when we switched from green to red and got rejection from the median line. That was the start of our mega crash. We also covered that back in 2018. We didn't cover the 2015 scenario, but the same thing happened, switching from green to red, rejection from median line. The exact opposite is true when we switch from red to green. There are specific things that take place, and we have to look at them to see if they are on schedule. If they are not on schedule, we have some devastation coming to the market. If they are on schedule, we're going to talk about what happens after that. But we've got to take our journey back to 2011. Are you ready to travel back to 2011 to understand the importance and the significance of these color changes and what they mean to the market? So we take our journey back here, and in 2011, 2012, we had this long extended red. Now, red obviously is not good, right? Red is on a 5-day chart, it usually spells bear market, right? If you just zoom out and you look at every red period for the history of Bitcoin, each and every single time it represented a bear market. Now, some of these bear markets were short-lived, like the COVID crash. Some of them were a little bit longer, like the 2015 fractal pattern. And some of them were right on schedule, like the 2018 one. Now, we're going to compare where we are currently, and we're going to understand which market cycle are we more closely related to. But more importantly, does this green that we just flashed, does it mean that there's going to be the next 500 days of Bitcoin being green? Because we can understand, based on the data that's in front of us, we can talk about the probability of that being true, or the probability or potential of Bitcoin showing some major warning signs when we start to bring in the RSI and the stochastic RSI. Now, keep in mind, I did a video on the Gaussian channel flipping green previously, but it was on a much lower time frame. This one is on a much higher time frame with a different probability and a different standard set. And we're going to discuss that as well. So we take our journey back to the early days of Bitcoin. Back in the glory days, when we switched to green in the Gaussian channel, Bitcoin was at about $8. imagine getting in Bitcoin at $8. But looking at the data, what we can say is that this red period was a bear market, and this green period spelled that the bear market was over and that a bull run had started. One key is that the price action remained above this Gaussian channel. And another key is once price action got back into the Gaussian channel, that spelled devastation for the next market cycle. So case in point, when we switch from a bear to a bull, you do not want to touch the Gaussian channel with any price action of any candle on the 5-day chart. And if we do, it gets sucked in, and that's our quicksand. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. We also warned you about the quicksand almost 2 years ago, right here on this channel. So you can see we reached a high point, and once we started getting a candle inside the quicksand, if you've ever seen quicksand, it just keeps pulling you down. It's usually on average at least 1 year of turmoil that follows. And then the whole cycle restarts. We switch to red, that's the bear market. Once we switch from red to green, that was the start of the bull. That was phase one of the bull market. Now take a close look. When you zoom in, we switched from red to green. That was phase one of the bull. We did not touch any price action of any candle for the next 600 days, right? Look at the chart right in front of you. This is the key, because what I'm going to break down is if we have some trouble brewing for Bitcoin, and we're going to look at the RSI. We're going to look at the stochastic RSI. And also at the end of the video, I'm going to share something that will resonate with you. If you are in crypto because you want to make more money and you want to make some good trades, I'm going to explain where I went drastically wrong back when I was 16, 17 years old getting into trading. So that tip will really resonate with you for years to come. I'm going to share that at the end of the video. Now, as we fast forward, the whole thing restarted, right? We did not touch any candle of any price action through all of these years. And when we did, it was right here when Bitcoin was at about $8,000 back in March of 2018. And as soon as we touched it, once again, this is quicksand. On average, 1 year of turmoil follows whenever you touch the Gaussian channel. All right. So the whole thing repeated. We had this red cycle that came in, and as soon as we flipped from red to green, that was phase one of the bull. Phase one of the bull is essentially we've been in a bear market. We had seen the bottom, and we had the largest rally off of that bottom, literally pulls and drags Bitcoin from a bear into a bull. The problem is we touched inside the Gaussian channel here back in October 2019. You do not want to do that in a bull. It doesn't matter if you do that at any point in time. Usually about 1 year of turmoil follows. And that's precisely what happened. So we had this COVID crash, which again, the COVID crash, you could make up any news on planet Earth. It was already doomed. You can see we touched the Gaussian channel back here in October. Did anyone know about COVID back here in October 2019? Hell no. What happens in the charts is men lie, women lie, the charts don't lie. The media and the news outlets, they don't care about you. They care about news and getting clicks and making more money. So you could have put any news article in here and it would have been the same type of price action. Now, some people are still firmly believing, no, this is really from COVID. No, this was already predetermined in the charts. We came down and touched the Gaussian channel many months before that happened. So here's what happened after the COVID crash. We switched from red to green, and we did not touch with our price action. You can see it here. As soon as we came inside of the Gaussian channel, which happened right here at about 35,000, that's when we were in trouble. We talked about it almost 2 years ago when we started touching ourselves inside of this Gaussian channel. Nobody wanted to believe us. They said, hey, we're still going to 100K. This is ridiculous. Why are you trying to spread FUD? We don't spread FUD. We don't spread good news. We don't spread bad news. We spread facts. We talk about pure, cold, hard facts. If you like facts, you subscribe. If you don't like facts, you will hate everything about this channel because we talk about facts, staying level-headed, looking at the probabilities, how to make more money based on the facts and the probabilities. That's what we talk about. So if you hate money and you hate facts, you will hate it here. If you love money and you love facts and you want to do better, you're going to love it. It's that simple. So touching inside of the Gaussian channel, make no mistake about it, that's devastating. You do not want to do that at any point in the bull run. So we had right here in this channel, we gave warnings 2 years ago that we were going to have some devastation coming. And those of you who really follow our channel religiously know that when we make calls like that, we don't play around. These calls are based on pure, cold, hard facts. And we know what happened after that. And we switched to red. We talked about switching from green to red, getting rejection from the median line. We called the mega crash at 48. We stayed red for a very long time, and we just switched to green. Now here is where it gets interesting. When you pull up some of the other things happening in the charts, particularly the RSI, we're going to cover that, and the stochastic RSI at the bottom of your screen, those can start to give us very strong clues as to how this is going to play out. But one thing that we know for certain, we have just had our bottoming action in Bitcoin and we switched to green. We also had, and this is just a fact, we had the largest rally during this bear period, right? We've been in a bear market for arguably 2 years, and we just had literally the largest rally during that period. We can also look at all of the other facts that are in front of us. And anytime we were in a bear market and we had the largest rally during that bear market, that was the rally that brought us out of the bear market and into a bull, and then we switched to green. So largest rally out of the bear, phase one of the bull, switch to green. Those are the three common threads we can say with all of the data on the charts in front of us. Whether you're a Bitcoin bear or you're a Bitcoin bull, this is not debatable. Every single market cycle happened the same way. You could be somebody that's hoping for 7K or 5K. You can be whoever. We can debate that. What we cannot debate is in every single market, we had a strong red period. That was the bear, and we had the largest rally out of it. That was the phase one of the bull, and we switched to green. Those things are not debatable. So back in 2011, red, largest rally out, switched to green. 2015, bear, largest rally out of the bear, switched to green, bull. 2018, bear, largest rally out of the bear, switched to green, bull. And the case again, even with the COVID crash, largest rally out of it, switch to green, bull. Here we are present day. Largest rally out of this bear market, switch to green, bull. We can say that based on pure cold hard facts. Now, will it last? Well, we know based on the past history of Bitcoin, anytime we touch this Gaussian channel on a 5-day chart, it's quicksand. It's nothing to play with, right? Case in point, look at all of the data. We just covered this 2019 run. Everybody was very, very excited. We came back down inside of this Gaussian channel, and it, on average, 1 year, right? So here we are present day. The top of the channel has a current price of about 25,000. Now keep in mind, this channel had been facing down for quite some time. It's just in that curvature part where it starts to go up. We're not quite there. It's going to go up very, very slowly, but 25K is that top of the channel, and we don't want to play with that. We don't want to play with below 25K. If we do, this is going to be short-lived. It's that simple. Case in point, our most recent cycle. So what we know are the facts. When we lay out more about this RSI and the stochastic RSI, then we start to have a competitive advantage with more facts, more data, and then we can start to draw some conclusions. When we look at the RSI, we have to first ask ourselves, are we healthy, right? For a couple years, we were in this downtrending line where we had a high, a lower high, another lower high, another lower high, and another lower high with getting rejection from here. We broke through, which we covered right here on the channel back in January. January was a major turning point in the market. We were still at about 15, 16K, and the facts don't lie, right? We had a cross up in the stochastic RSI. We broke out of here. We had very, very strong bullish divergence forming. These were all cold hard facts, undeniable. Whether you're a bull or you're a bear, you couldn't argue against it. They were just cold, hard facts. So at 15, 16K, everybody was hoping for a lot lower prices, and not necessarily hoping. They were really thinking it's going to be true. And on this channel, we argued against it based on facts. And we said, it's more risky to be out of Bitcoin than in Bitcoin. There are so many positive factors happening for Bitcoin that it's more risky to be out. We had that bullish divergence break. We had the largest rally in the bear market, and we just flipped to green, and here we are today. When we look at the RSI, the health and wellness of it, it came out of this long 2-year downtrend, and it's showing strength. We had a high during these points here. We had a higher high here. We had a low here, and so far a higher low here, and price action is matching that. This is healthy. This is very healthy. What we see in the stochastic RSI is where the secrets may lie. Do you see what I see in the stochastic RSI? Now keep in mind, we're on the 5-day chart. This will give us foreshadowing of the weekly chart. The 5-day chart will happen before the weekly chart, meaning we're looking for two things. If they happen in tandem, it's going to be incredibly powerful for Bitcoin. Now, what are those things? The number one thing that we've already talked about is do not touch price action inside of this Gaussian channel from this point forward. Now, if we remain above this Gaussian channel for the next few hundred days, it's going to be incredibly powerful for Bitcoin. That's item number one. Don't go in the Gaussian channel. It's quicksand. Item number two, we're looking for a stochastic RSI cross up. Those are the two things we want to happen. If they happen in tandem, meaning we are above here and we have a stochastic RSI cross, we're in this golden era right now where this is a market cycle that there's going to be a lot of people disagreeing with based on their assumption or opinion. I see a lot of comments starting to come into all of my YouTube videos about, hey, Steve, I'll see you at 9K. I'll see you at 8K. I'll see you at 7K. I hate to tell you, but we're going to 11K. Where I'm going to see you at 12K. Based on all of the data I study, based on all of the analysis I've been studying for Bitcoin repeatedly, day in and day out, just cold hard facts, it's not going to happen. I don't believe it's going to happen based on all the pure facts that I study. What I do believe is going to happen is if we touch inside this Gaussian channel, then maybe these bears have something to stand on. We're not touching yet, and we just flipped to green, so we've got to be patient. But the stochastic RSI is going to give us a major clue. Look at the last time we had a stochastic RSI cross up. Last time we had a stochastic RSI cross up was at about 16K, and we went from 16K to 31. You look at any of these stochastic RSI crosses on the 5-day, look back here, July 2021, Bitcoin price about 30K. We went from 30K to 69K with this stochastic RSI cross. This is not a coincidence. Stochastic RSI is our momentum. That's the pure reason you look at the stochastic RSI is momentum shifts in the market. You can go to any time frame of any coin or any industry and pull up the stochastic RSI, it will tell you the momentum. The higher the time frame, the less false signals. But we're looking for a stochastic RSI cross. We haven't had one since last year, November of last year. It's been a long time, and we are getting very close. You can see some of the action with our fast line and our slow line. We're getting close, and that's what we're looking for. When we have a stochastic RSI cross and price action is still above this green channel, that is a significant sign for Bitcoin. It will become less and less arguable or debatable that Bitcoin is in phase one of the bull. Now, we've been very blessed and fortunate to have so far, which still boggles my mind, we correctly predicted the first bottom and the second bottom of Bitcoin, which at the time that would go down as our best call ever by a mile, given the point that the world was in at the time that we made these calls. It was completely undeniable crazy that would actually be true. It seemed like it was not even possible that would be accurate, but I just stuck with the facts, stay level-headed, ignore all the news, And so far, that's been precisely our double bottom, and as well as the mega crash at 48. Those 3 calls in a row are pretty legendary. So who knows what's going to happen from here? We just have to remain level-headed. We have to continue looking at the facts. We can't get distracted from the facts. Men lie, women lie, the charts don't lie. And we have to stay true to the charts. We have to respect the charts. We have to show love to the charts and listen to the charts. But stochastic RSI cross is getting closer and closer week by week. It might be a few more weeks, potentially to up to 2 months for us to get across, but we got to keep price action out of this Gaussian channel. That's where we stand at the moment. More to come on that. I want to give some interesting tips for you. If you like money and you're in crypto to make more of it and you've been struggling, I was right there where you were, right? I started in trading when I was 16 years old, and I was just pathetic. I was miserable, and my ego kept telling me I knew what I was doing. My ego kept telling me I had a trading strategy. My ego kept telling me the next trade, I'm going to do the next trade better than the last one. I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better. I just wasn't better. I kept losing trades. I was trying all these different techniques. I was trying all these different strategies. And my tip for you is this. You need a strategy. Whether you get one from me or somewhere else, you've got to get a strategy, plain and simple. But here's the key. I convinced myself back then I had a strategy. My ego convinced myself that I knew what I was doing, that I had a strategy. The reality was I had no freaking strategy, and I had no clue what the hell I was doing. My ego got in the way. And maybe this resonates with you, but I bet if you're not getting the results you've been wanting since you've been in crypto, and maybe you've lost some money and you didn't make some good trades, I would be willing to bet a lot of money that your ego is also falsely convincing you that you have a strategy. Whenever you buy or enter any position, whether it's a long-term investment, short-term, you're day trading, it doesn't matter. If you buy something, you need to know precisely when you're going to sell. Precisely, down to the T. You need written rules that you need to follow no matter what. If you don't have this precise system, you don't have a strategy, and you have to be honest with yourself. And you got to shut the ego up, and you have to be honest with yourself. I wish I knew this information back when I started. I would have made so much more money as a young kid instead of going through the agony and defeat year after year, which I hope you are avoiding. You can only avoid it if you have a strategy. It's quite literally the only way to do it. It's very difficult because humans struggle with emotion, and our emotion is difficult with money. We really struggle. Humans struggle with money and emotion. We are very bad at those things, which is why you have to have a strategy. So again, my courses have changed a ton of lives. You can get the strategy from me, or go to somebody else. It's likely if you go to somebody else, you're probably going to come back to me, but go to other people. You just need a strategy. You've got to have one. If you don't have one right now and your ego is getting in the way, you got to put your foot down. This is phase 1 of the bull. This is where it can make or break the next 5-10 years of your life. You can build wealth during this bull run that will affect the next 5 or 10 years of your life. But if you mess it up, and your ego gets in the way and it keeps convincing you that you have a strategy, you're going to wash away all your profits. In the next 5 or 10 years, you'll be still struggling. It's that simple. I hate to break it to you and be so bold with a statement like that, but it can't be more true. I'm living proof of it. I had to, once I figured out my ego was the problem with this whole thing, that's when everything flipped. Okay? So have this be your learning lesson. Don't continue more years down the wrong path. Wake the hell up and get a strategy. I hope this resonates with you. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you right back here in the next video. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs.